Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is where we skip the confusing stuff and talk about what actually makes markets move. More importantly, how you can use that information to make money. If you want to improve your investments, then stay here because this week is going to be full of important events. Before we start, quick request, click that like button and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, but it shows YouTube this is good content and helps me keep making these detailed videos. Let's see if we can get over 1,000 likes. Alright, let's go. Now let's jump in. Here's the big news. We might be facing a government shutdown this week. President Trump is reportedly trying to organize one final attempt to stop it. And Wednesday is an important day to watch. Mark it, remember it, do whatever you need to. Because when Washington stops working, Wall Street always responds. Now, let me explain this clearly because it's one of those situations where everyday life and the stock market tell two totally different stories. I've been doing this long enough to remind you of the important rule: Wall Street is not Main Street. Think about it like this: in our daily lives, a government shutdown sounds like a disaster. Workers sent home without pay, agencies closed, delays everywhere. That feels bad for regular people, but the stock market doesn't think that way. In fact, sometimes what looks terrible in the real world can actually cause rallies in the market. Backwards, right? Here's an example: retail stores. Imagine a store in your neighborhood closes down. Most people think that business failed. But when Macy's closes stores that are not doing well, Wall Street celebrates. Why? Because investors see it as a company cutting costs, removing what isn't working, and focusing on what does work. And when a company gets smaller, more efficient, and more profitable, the stock often goes up. That's the difference in thinking. Main Street feels sad about closure. Wall Street rewards it. It's a backwards logic of investing. So let's bring it back to this week. If the government shuts down, don't be surprised if the market goes up. I know that sounds backwards, but traders see it as an event that forces Washington to eventually make deals, often involving spending or stimulus that can boost the markets. At the very least, uncertainty gets cleared up once we know what's happening. On the other side, if an agreement is reached before Wednesday, markets can still do well. It just won't come with that extra energy boost we sometimes see when drama happens. Either way, this is an important event you need to know about. The biggest danger isn't the shutdown itself. It's going into the week without knowing, not understanding why the market's moving. Alright, folks, let's talk about the trading opportunities for this week because there are some setups you cannot afford to miss. First up, Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. Right now, the stock is sitting around $440. Now, let's break this down in simple terms. $440 is what we call resistance. Think of resistance as a ceiling, not solid concrete, but glass. What do we do with glass? We break through it. Here's what to watch. If Tesla can go above $440, the next barrier is $445. Once it gets past $445, it opens a path for a quick move to $450. That's a target price I'm watching this week. But here's the other side. If that resistance holds and Tesla can break through, it could easily drop back down to $430. That's a $10 drop from here. So you need to know both possible directions. This is why I always tell you, don't guess, don't gamble, react. Learn how to read the chart, spot areas where buyers and sellers meet, and understand your support and resistance levels. That knowledge is the difference between hoping you make money and knowing how to make money. Next up, Uber, ticker symbol UB. If you've been following me, you know I recommended this one way back around $20. Fast forward, and Uber reached that $100 level recently. And here's the thing: the first time a stock tests a big round number like that, it often gets pushed back. Wall Street pulls it back down, scares out nervous investors. Here's what I want you to remember: markets love threes. Most of the time, a stock needs to test a resistance multiple times, often three times, before it finally breaks through and keeps going. Uber already got pulled back down, but every attempt builds up pressure. One of these attempts is going to push Uber well above $100. It won't come back down. I am putting Uber back on your watch list this week as a hidden opportunity. Don't try to time it perfectly. Get your position, stay patient, and let the chart patterns do the work. Now let's talk Lyft. Ticker symbol LYFT. A lot of you keep asking, hey, is it too late to buy in? My answer, absolutely not. Here's why. We've got a pullback happening, and just like a rubber band, the more it stretches back, the more power it has when it springs forward. Right now, I want you to write down these buy prices for averaging in $21, $20, $19, $18, $17. Whenever in that range is a smart buying zone for a move back up to $30. And here's an important lesson. Stocks often move in families, what I call cousins. For example, Home Depot and Lowe's move together. UPS and FedEx move together. Same story here. Uber and Lyft are cousins. If they goes up, the other usually follows close behind. So if Uber is getting ready for $100, Lyft could easily move along for a big move higher. That's why I always tell you, study the cousins. Once you see it, you will never miss it again. So here's a game plan. Watch Tesla at $440 for the breakout or the rejection. Keep Uber on your watch list. Pressure is building at $100. Don't ignore Lyft pullbacks or opportunities. And remember, none of this is about gambling. This is about preparation, discipline, and execution. That's how you build wealth. If you want me to break this down in more detail every morning, join the WhatsApp group chat. That's where we really put this into action. And of course, if you got value from this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown. Most people only see the results, very few respect the journey. But if you're here, I know you're serious about the journey. Thank you guys. Catch you in the next one.